how does this sound to you? A battery that can do over 900 miles of range, that's 1,500 kilometers in one charge. How about another battery that can go 10 to 80% charge in under 4 minutes? I think that sounds pretty good. And the important bit, this stuff isn't going to take years and years. It could be here quite soon. So if you want to know more, stay with me. We are at the Beijing Motor Show and it is awash with new EVs of all sorts. But if you really want to know what is going to happen next with electric cars, well, you don't want to start with the cars, you want to start with the batteries. And if you want to know about batteries and future battery tech, there is no better place than right here on the CATL stand, because CATL last year, they manufactured about 40% of the global EV market's batteries. That is mad. That's a huge number. So basically, if you do actually drive an EV, there is a good chance that these guys actually produced the battery for it. So BMW, Tesla, Stellantis, and many more. So they really are huge in the battery world. And I am here to find out what is going to happen next to those batteries. And believe me, it could radically change what it's like to own an EV.
CATL are showcasing a few big breakthroughs here at the Beijing show, and this is the first one you need to know about, the Qilin condensed battery.
Now, this is the battery that could potentially go 930 miles to a single charge. That's enough to go Land's End to John O'Groats without stopping and still have some spare charge. Or maybe you could do 7% of the Wall of China, although it is 13,000 miles long. So, you know, nonetheless, it is impressive stuff.
So how does it achieve these incredible figures? Well, today's EV batteries use a liquid electrolyte, and that is the volatile bit that causes issues with thermal runaway fires if the cells are compromised.
What CATL has done with its condensed battery is it has replaced that liquid electrolyte with a compressed gel. So you could cut the battery in half and it wouldn't leak any liquids and it wouldn't catch fire. Not only that, but this is a really energy-dense battery. And what that means is that you're getting more range per kilogram of battery. Now, the average daily commute in the UK is only around about 20 miles. So by my maths, I reckon that this battery could last 46 days before it would need to be charged for the average driver in the UK, which is pretty impressive, isn't it? CATL actually thinks that in China, the average motorist could probably charge this once every couple of months, so 6 times a year. So it really is impressive stuff. And to be honest, this could be a real game changer, especially for people who actually can't charge at home. It's a lot of range. This battery is actually so light that it might even be used in aeroplanes or helicopter things. It's that light. When will we see it in Europe? Well, I think this one's a bit further off than some of the other tech I'm about to show you. But I still think we're going to see it in Europe in the next few years, because there are definitely going to be premium brands who are going to want this battery so that they can offer that ultra long range.
What's next then? Well, how about a battery that will charge so quickly you won't even have time to find the toilets in the services before it's done? Never mind, grab a coffee as well.
Meet the Shenxing III. Now, this is one of CATL's latest batteries, and it will charge from 10 to 80% in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. It has got 10C ultra rapid charging, which is really interesting because basically it means that even if it's a large capacity battery, the charging can scale up. So even if it's a 120 kilowatt hour battery, it can still charge 10 to 80% in under 4 minutes. Or if it's a 50 kilowatt hour battery, it can still charge 10 to 80% in under 4 minutes. So it's really interesting tech. And I do think that we are going to see this sooner rather than later. What I would say is that, of course, the super fast battery charging is going to need a super fast charger. And at the moment in the UK, there isn't anything that can support these kind of charging speeds that we're talking about. In the UK at the moment, 400 kilowatt is the fastest ultra rapid charger that you'll get, which, you know, new cars like the BMW iX3 can take advantage of that. And that will still get you 100 miles of range in under 5 minutes, which is pretty fast, isn't it? However, it's a chicken and egg situation, isn't it? the charging infrastructure isn't going to improve with chargers that can support this kind of ultra rapid charging until the cars are there that need it. So I think that with CATL bringing out this battery, we might see a step change in the charging infrastructure too. I certainly hope so, because I think it could be really good. Or maybe you don't think we need even faster charging. Maybe you think that 400 kilowatt charging that the iX3 has is already good enough. Let us know in the comments. There's more. This is the Qilin III battery. Now this is a really energy dense, really efficient all-rounder. It's an NMC battery, and NMC is one of the most common battery chemistries that we see in modern EVs today. And if you want to know more about that, you can head to the explainer on electrifying.com to find out all about the pros and cons of NMC versus LFP.
But to give some context regards how light this new Qilin III battery is, CATL has pointed out that a modern LFP equivalent with the same range potential, and granted LFP isn't necessarily the best chemistry for very long range, it would weigh some 255 kilograms more and take up around 112 litres more space.
And basically because of that energy density, CATL reckon that you could get a range of over 600 miles from this battery, which is really impressive.
And on top of that, this battery can deliver 3 megawatts of instantaneous power. Now, I don't know what that means either, but it is basically equivalent to about 3 Bugattis. It means that it can power a really powerful car, which is why I have heard that CATL is collaborating with Formula One with this battery. That's how good its potential power and performance is. Now, I reckon we'll see this battery in high-end European cars sooner rather than later.
I could go on. I could tell you about the battery swap technology where you stop and in about 90 seconds you can have your old battery out and a new fully charged one in. Or I could tell you about the sodium battery that will charge at temperatures of minus 50 degrees C. That's rapid charging at consistent speeds at those kind of temperatures. There is a lot of tech here on the CATL stand, but I think the takeaway really is that we're going to see a lot of batteries that are more energy dense, so lighter, more range. And I think more importantly than that is that we're going to see different battery tech for different applications. So CATL has a full stack of batteries and they're expecting to see manufacturers taking different kinds of batteries to suit different cars for different needs. And I think we're going to see that a lot more in the future. So this is the thing, isn't it? We all come here to the shows to see the big shiny cars and all the concepts and all that kind of stuff. But really what's going to impact us is the batteries. You don't see them, you don't even really think about them. But that is what is going to change how you live with an EV. And I don't know about you, but I think this stuff is pretty exciting.